afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining today's NACTA webinar. As part of our series, we have a variety of suppliers, destinational areas, cruise lines. Today, we have Greater Fort Lauderdale. Hello, Sunny. And if anybody was at the NACTA 2015 conference, you will know, because if you were at the dinner, there was lots and lots of yellow, and we had this wonderful woman on stage because we are having our 2016 NACTA conference in Fort Lauderdale this year. So everybody last year was splashed in yellow and celebrating what's going to be coming. Oh my God, I can't believe it's just right around the corner, but it is almost here, right? Yeah. It's right around the corner, and I'm looking so forward to seeing our guest. I'm looking forward to hearing what she has to say. Our guest today is Caitlan. Almost. How bad was I? Oh, almost. Sorry about that. She is the Director of Domestic Sales for the Greater Fort Lauderdale. She has been one of our suppliers. So thank you for a couple of years now. She's got great personality, wonderful energy, and I'm very excited that she is on today. I want to do a little bit of basic housekeeping. This is being recorded, so if for some reason you aren't able to listen to the entire webinar today, I would encourage you to go back to our YouTube channel and download the webinar for closer inspection. I've also got everybody on mute, and that way we're not going to be disturbing her with our chairs and keyboards and any background sounds. So for now, I am also going to put myself on mute so that I'm not distracted. If you have any questions, put them in the chat box. We will have a Q&A session at the end. So here we go. Drum roll. I am turning the mic over to you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Lorene. It's my pleasure to be here once again with another NACTA webinar. I love doing these for the agents, and of course, participating with anything I can. I love seeing you out on the road in your different chapter meetings, and of course, locally. Getting very excited for the November annual conference, working hard away. We were just speaking, Lorene and I, about what should we do for the next webinar? Let's wait for the webinar. Let's wait for this annual conference to be over and then concentrate, because we have a lot of different parts working for this annual conference, and I hope to see most of you there. So here you are. Here's my picture. I said, you know, should I add a picture or not add a picture? Let's just put it on there. I got this just recently done, and they have my lovely Hello Sunny classes on. So this is who you're listening to right now. This is me, Caitlan. I am your direct contact for Greater Fort Lauderdale Convention and Visitors Bureau. And I'm going to start just with a quick, oh, you know what? I don't know. Can you hear the video on this, Lorene? Not sure if you can or not.
But let me try. We'll give it a try.
We'll give it a try. If not, it's no big deal. It's just something extra that I added in here because I know lots of you have seen our destination kind of evolve over the last couple of decades. You've seen different families coming in. I'm sure you've been booking them yourselves into the destination, now maybe booking the grandchildren in on their own families' vacations. But I think it's important to see, you know, everything that's changed over the years, but some things that haven't. And this picture right here on there, the ocean world, the boat right down there that's going to go out scuba diving, and that's kind of what we're going to be speaking about today. So the things that haven't changed is the water culture that's so important here in Greater Fort Lauderdale. And I wanted to show that there. And in this great fun video that just kind of shows how the destination has evolved, like I said, with the fun music. Did you get to hear it? Not sure if you did or not, but
unfortunately I didn't hear it.
You didn't. Okay, so we're going to skip that. It's almost over anyways. Now this is just a refresher on some quick points on what we like to highlight in the destination for selling, which I'm sure most of you know this by now, but in case you don't, we'd like to drill you with these facts. You know, we're 300 miles of waterways, 23 miles of beaches that are blue wave beaches, what you can do out in the water here when you're here. You can go scuba diving, you can go to the Everglades, and that we are the Venice of the Americas. So these are things, like I said, that we want to be we want you to have them in your vocabulary when you speak about Greater Fort Lauderdale. We want you to know that we have 23 miles of blue wave beaches, which are the kind of the Oscars of the beaches. It's by the Clean Beach Coalition. And it's important because all of our beaches are clean and the water quality is excellent. They're accessible and they're great for families or for couples or for the individual to come out and enjoy what we offer. Of course, the Venice of the Americas. So this picture we have in most of our marketing campaigns and everything that we do because it's great. It really shows the yacht life, or the yacht kind of capital of the world as well. And unfortunately and fortunately, when the annual conference is here, it's going to be the boat show, and I have a picture of that in a couple of slides later. So fortunately for us, because it's this huge mega event that goes on, unfortunately for the NACTA annual conference is that it's going to have most of our waterways tied up. So we will not be able to feature some of the items that we love to, the attractions like the water taxi, the Jungle Queen, and things like that. But that will have to be another time when you come down, which I hope will be very shortly. But then we can go out, and this is something we're going to do, and I'll touch on that a little bit later, the exotic Everglades, which is a great family activity, great activity you can do at nighttime. You can do private tours. It's a great pre- and post-cruise activity. And then, like I said here, the water taxi, which we will not be able to experience, but we always need to mention this whenever we are talking about Greater Fort Lauderdale because it is such an easy sell for pre- and post-cruise activities. It's a great easy sell for getting to and from a destination, and it's a great easy sell for a tour, a kind of quick tour of what Greater Fort Lauderdale is. So we always need to mention that. But this is what I'm really here to talk about today, is making new friends, right? We're friendly here. We are the Be Nice destination. We are friendly, laid back, casual Greater Fort Lauderdale, and we like to make new friends, even underwater, right? So we have a lot to feature now with the snorkeling and with the scuba diving component and attractions in the area. So we're really trying to position ourselves as the new kind of scuba and snorkeling capital for the U.S. We have world-class drift diving. These pictures were taken here right off the coast of Greater Fort Lauderdale. And what I want to show you here is Shipwreck Park. Okay, this is off of Pompano Beach, which is just about 10, 15 minutes north of downtown Fort Lauderdale, of Fort Lauderdale Beach and Port Everglades, which I know is important to most of you. And you can see here, like I said, it's one of the most accessible major dives in the U.S. It's truly interactive with artwork, which I'm going to touch on in a little bit. And with this park that Pompano Beach has created, they expect over 35,000 divers annually. Okay, so they have created this Shipwreck Park, like I mentioned. It's got over 16 different dive locations right off of the coast of Pompano Beach. So only about a mile off of the coast is where they start, which is great. A mile is nothing. You can get there within 10, 15 minutes, if that, from the beach, from right off there. So you can go there quickly. You can go not only scuba diving, but you can also go snorkeling. And you can take advantage of glass boat tours, okay? So you can really go out on one boat and do something for everybody, okay? So you've got perhaps somebody that does not want to go in the water. They just got their hair done, ready for the cruise, and they're like, absolutely not. But they'll still enjoy it because they can see everything through the glass bottom floor of the boat. You know, the kids that maybe haven't gotten certified for scubing, they can do the snorkeling. And then the avid scuba diver or somebody that just recently got certified and wants to go out and explore. So then all three of those people can be on the same boat and still have a great time together. And I think that's something unique. That is something that is unique and something that's a great option for our guests. So why am I talking about this now? I'm not sure who has heard about this yet, but just on July 23rd of this year, so we're talking about just over a month ago, uh, Pompano Beach and Shipwreck Park sunk this ship here, and it was this big to do. And I'm going to show you. I'll go back to this picture, but this is actually a video. While I'm talking, you can watch this video, which does not have any sound, so it's appropriate. As I take a sip of water here. This was the sinking on the actual day, July 23rd, and it was quite the event.
And I'm just reminding everybody there's no sound for this. That was great, Caitlan. Are you still there? Caitlan, are you still with us? Caitlan, we may need you to wiggle your phone cord because we are not able to hear you. All right, everybody, give me 1 minute. I am going to give her a jingle on the other line since I can't hear her. It tells me you can't either. I will be right back. Don't give up. Okay, everybody, hold on. She's calling in. We apologize. She didn't realize her phone wasn't communicating with us.
Hello?
I think we can hear you again. Yay!
Yeah, oh no, that's just horrible. I've been talking and talking and talking to myself.
I apologize. I told everybody, don't worry, I know there's no sound. We'll just look through the slides. So if you want, just can you give a brief description of what you were talking about?
Yeah, I can give a brief description. Oh my goodness. So I was saying that we have this shipwreck park, of course, that is what my whole presentation is about. And it was created, I said this video that I shown did not have any sound, but I was talking over the video to explain to you how important this project was for the destination, because it's expected to bring over 35,000 divers a year, plus all their families. And like I had said in the beginning, that we have lots of great partners that offer trips that for the entire family or for the entire group of people, the people that just want to see the glass water bottoms, the other ones that just want to snorkel, and ones that want to do some serious diving. And you can do that all from the same spot. And I was talking about being able to come in and go diving or snorkeling within the same day that you fly in. You know, within an hour and a half, you're here and you can go out and experience all these wonderful marine life and really have your vacation start right away. And then, you know, enjoy the rest of your night and then go on a cruise the next day. You know, you could do that very easily. You could fly into Greater Fort Lauderdale Airport and stay in here in our destination, stay in Pompano Beach, rather than driving down, you know, further south, where many people think that that's where the only place in Florida that you can do true diving or snorkeling. But we're really trying to do our part in educating about Shipwreck Park and all the snorkeling and scuba diving areas that we have. So right here, like I said, we have these 16 different wrecks that have been made. Some of them naturally, others that we have sunk, like this one, like Lady Luck, that was just done on July 23rd. And I had talked and talked and talked about the artwork that has been placed onto the ship, and they're partnering with Isle Casino, which I'll talk about in a little bit as well. But Isle Casino partnered with the city of Pompano Beach on this project, and they named it Lady Luck, kind of with a casino theme. And this is the first underwater casino that you'll have here in the destination, and it's fun. You know, people, I think if you'll Google right now, you look on Facebook, you're going to start to see all these divers playing around with the underwater casino, with the card sharks and their gold teeth, and with that mermaid you saw, and the octopus doing, you know, at the craps table. So there's a lot of unique photo ops down there, and I was mentioning that we worked with a local artist, which is very important as well, and that same artist and other ones will be working on other artwork so that we can put that on the boat, on the ship as well, and change that out. So if you dive right now, you'll have an experience, and then if you dive within a year later, it could be a whole new experience, new pictures, and we all know that we want those photo ops for Facebook and for social media and to show off what you did on your vacation. So that was taken into account when we put this whole project together. So that's what I want to talk about today, is just everything that you can do in the marine life and with the water culture, not only the water taxi, the jungle queen, and, you know, going to the beach, which everybody knows, but we do have these great sports very close to us. And we have great partners that we work with, and they're all local businesses. And I think that's another important factor to take into account, is that we have these local vendors and local businesses that we can support. And they can do groups of people, and they can do families, individuals. We have it all. So that's really what I wanted to focus on. but I spoke for about 20 minutes myself. So now I'll speed on a little bit. So I know you're probably all getting anxious, but I'm not sure who is coming to the annual conference in the next couple of months, but it's nearly sold out, that they have record attendance. So we're very thankful to all the NACTA members for coming down and visiting us again and experiencing what we have. And right now I am announcing these spams. They have not even been published on your website yet. I don't know if Bob is going to yell at me, or Lisa. They're going to be like, what are you doing? You can't do this yet, but I'm doing it. No. This will probably go live on your website tonight or tomorrow, and so that you can sign up in advance, because we are expecting them to sell out as well. So we have kind of 2 days of pre-FAM activities. This is the first one that will be in the morning on Wednesday. So if you're coming down a day before the actual conference starts, we have a trip out to the Everglades, to Sawgrass Recreation Park. If any of you remember last year at the conference, we had some little stuffed alligators that we were giving away, I think on the last day of the conference, and those were donated by Sawgrass Recreation Park, who are amazing partners of ours, and who really give a great experience out on the Everglades. And you are all going to be able to experience that on the pre-FAM if you are coming down in advance. We're going to have a morning tour available for that with a box lunch, and it'll be a nice morning, and you get to really explore the wildlife out in the Everglades. And here you can just kind of see what they do there as well. Besides the airboat rides, here are some of the animals that you might see and things that we'll do there. So those are great partners, like I said. I love this ending picture there. We don't get up that close, but it's fun. I think that's taken with one of those GoPro cameras again. And then in the afternoon, we're going to go to one of my favorites, Flamingo Gardens. And I know that we did a local chapter meeting here a couple months ago. But Flamingo Gardens has been around for years and years, but so many people still do not know about it. So it's kind of my mission out there to get everybody to go there, because once you go there, you really know why it's so important to me. It's a really majestical place. It's peaceful, it's calming, it's beautiful, the trees are amazing, and yes, you see flamingos. You're in Florida, you want to see flamingos, I understand, and you'll see them. But they have the botanical gardens, a wildlife sanctuary, and they have some history there with the Ray Home Museum. So you can get that those history buffs involved there, and you can see if you have any people that want to do weddings, you can see how they do weddings, you know, what you can do with kids out there, lots of different ideas for activities as well for your clients. So that will be our afternoon tour for the pre-FAM on Wednesday. And then, boom, on Wednesday night, we're going to go out and do a little bit of partying. Now, we're going to take 23 lucky agents out on the brew bus, and we are going to explore. You know, I should have caught this. It says brew bus Tampa Bay. Well, just forget what it says on the right side. It's going to say brew bus Fort Lauderdale. But we are going to take you out, and we're going to do a tour of 3 local breweries. And on this brew bus, they have their own ultimate craft beer experience. So they give us some of their own beers that they brew as a company, and then we're going to have a tour of another local brewery, which I think might be Bob's, one of his favorites. So if any of you know Bob, you can say, hey Bob, what's your favorite local brewery in Fort Lauderdale? Well, you're going to go experience it as well if you sign up for this FAM on Wednesday night. So we're going to have a fun time on that night. And then the next morning, if you're up to it on Thursday morning, or if you didn't get to do anything on Wednesday, maybe you can join us on Wednesday morning. We're going to have a private Thursday morning. So the next morning, the day of the conference. Thursday morning, we're going to have a private lighthouse tour. So this is of Hillsborough Lighthouse, which is right next to Pompano Beach and about maybe 20 minutes from the hotel. And this is something that is very exclusive. It's a VIP tour. You can't just go out there yourself and have a tour. So we're going to meet with a historian. We're going to walk around the grounds, and then we're going to actually climb to the top. Or maybe we'll do this, right? Does anybody want to go out on the subboard and lounge around with some champagne and right by the lighthouse? No, we'll be doing this. We'll be climbing to the top here. It's fun. I've done it a couple of times with some fam trips, and it's just beautiful. The view on the top is amazing. You do not have to walk to the top if you don't want to, but if you're going to sign up for this fam, this pre-fam activity, I would suggest that you do consider walking the steps to the top of the lighthouse, because that's kind of the whole point of the tour, to see the view from up top. You can see all of Fort Lauderdale Beach. There's 23 miles of blue wave beaches that I'm always talking about. You can see it from up top, and it's just a really kind of unique VIP experience. And that's something, like I said, that not everybody can do, but it can be coordinated through some local vendors to do a different, private tour. But it's not something that you can just walk up to yourself and go through. So it's a nice different experience that is available, and I'd like you all to come with me and do it. Probably like, why? I need to have a sip of water here because I've been talking to myself. Anyways, the next thing we're going to do on Thursday afternoon, so this is kind of an added activity during the check-in process on Thursday. So for those of you, it's not really a pre-fam activity, but it's an activity that we decided to do at the hotel, and it's for the Seafarers House. The Seafarers House is a local organization that is located in Port Everglades, and they are an organization that helps all the mariners out there, whether it be ones that are out on cruise ships or that are on the cargo ships. But they do something every November and December, which is a shoebox Christmas. And as it says here, Seafarers House hand delivers wrapped shoeboxes that are filled with socks, toiletries, and holiday cheer to thousands of seafarers who come from all over the world into Port Everglades. So very far away from these small gifts means so much. So what we're going to do is we've set aside a banquet room near the check-in area, and we're going to have all these tables set up, somebody from Seafarers House there to help us organize everything. We're going to ask anybody that's coming to the conference, if you can, bring in some shoe boxes and empty shoe boxes. And if you have any of these items that you'd like to donate, bring them. If not, don't worry. We are, as the Greater Fort Lauderdale CVB is going to be sponsoring this as well. So we are going to be bringing extras in those standard items and shoe boxes. We're going to be there kind of making some holiday cheer for these mariners that are out in the sea, and so when they come into Port Everglades, we can hand deliver these shoe boxes filled with joy and merry spirit. So this is kind of a give back activity that we're doing with NACTA for the annual conference, and we're really excited to partner with Seafarers House and be able to do this. It was very important for NACTA as well to offer something like this. So this will be a fun way to start the conference. And then on Friday night, this is still in the works, but we're probably going to be doing two different activities, maybe something with a casino and maybe something with Extreme Action Park. This is still TBA, but we have a lot of people asking about casinos. So, and like I mentioned, we have this boat show in town over the annual conference dates, which is amazing because it's over $1 billion worth of revenue and transactions coming into the destination, and it's amazing to have all these yachts and all of our hotel rooms filled. But at the same time, it's an area that we can't really explore ourselves during the annual conference. Like I said, with the water taxi and the Jungle Queen, or I said that, but maybe you didn't hear me say that. Anyhow, we have this going on, so some of these activities that we'll be doing for the conference are not some of the typical ones, because as a destination with so much water culture, we always like to include things on the water. But with this boat show in town, it's something we're going to kind of steer away, and we're going to explore other activities that we have in the destination, like the 6 different casinos we have. We're not going to go to all 6 casinos, but we want you to know that they're there. Or maybe we'll go explore one of them on Friday night. Another activity that you can do, perhaps when we have some liquid sunshine in the destination. You know, we don't like to talk about that, but sometimes it happens, especially in these summer months. So what can your clients do in the destination, perhaps when it's rainy or they're tired of going to the beach or they're tired of going out fishing and snorkeling? So we're going to show you some casino. We're going to show you maybe an action park and things like that.
Okay, Caitlan, you just clicked off again. You were there? You were there. Caitlan, can you hear me? Caitlan, I'm going to need you to call back again. All right, everybody, she is calling back. You know, they're saying that the moon is in retrograde. I've had a lot of technology issues going on this week, so please hang in there. Our guest will be right back. And don't hang up, because we do have a drawing at the very end. So for those of you who are patient and holding in there, one of you is going to be a lucky winner. That I'm sending my iPhone back to Apple because it's having weirdness. So, you know, I'm really sorry that you're having tech issues. They said for these 2 weeks, just, you know, I should just cancel all the webinars.
You might want to do that, yeah.
So we had you all the way through the pre-FAMs. As soon as you flipped it to We Love Agents, that's when you cut off. So we're good.
Remind you agents that we have coming soon, global entry and mobile passport, something to keep in mind for your passengers that are going to come start coming through our Port Everglades soon, because cruise season is starting very shortly and with Port Everglades. So this is going to help everybody with a mobile passport and global entry that will be coming shortly. And then I'm changing slides. Are we still here? Yes?
We're here.
Yes. Okay, we're good. Something I'd like to remind you of as well as another resource, that we have a wedding ambassador of bliss here in our office as well, because I know that a lot of agents like to focus or they get requests for destination weddings that are within the United States. So we have a lot of great resources here, and you can bookmark that webpage, sunny.org/weddings. A lot of great resources, and I can always shoot you in the right direction as well. And then I'm going to switch screens again, and to remind you that we have our digital playbook. We're going to have our updated one in October, but it's always going to be in the same area, and it's important if you have any clients that speak any of these other languages that we have those capabilities. And then we, of course, have our Travel Agent Academy, which is still live, and we encourage all of you to sign up and become a Sunny specialist. So soon we're going to be having new kind of perks becoming a certified Sunny specialist, so more coming out on that. And then, of course, we have all of our social media things available. And I chose to highlight Pinterest because we have a lot of great pictures on there. If you need to do a presentation yourself or a client, you need to find information to put in a brochure that you're doing, or remind somebody that you can go scuba diving. We have pictures here on Pinterest that can maybe help you with your sales as well, or find some inspiration on why to send them to Fort Lauderdale. And then here's another great reason why, because winter's coming, right? This is the reality. Winter is coming, and hello, Sunny. We have our beautiful sunshine, our 23 miles of blue wave beaches, and we would love for you and all of your clients to come on down and visit us. So I'm going to leave you here with these questions before I get cut off for some random reason again, with this beautiful picture of the lighthouse, which a lucky maybe 15 or 20 of you will join me on Thursday morning before the conference to view that. And thank you. Yeah, we'll take some questions now and maybe do the prize.
Yeah, we'll do the drawing in a minute. Let me get a couple of questions through here. While you're there, you've done a great job. Everybody's hung in there. So, you know, the first time that when you went out, you said there's no sound to the photos. So we all just sat there watching the photos. So.
And then I never came back.
Then you never came back. I'm like, hello, Caitlan. Hello. It's Friday. I think everybody is empathetic of you. So. Couple of questions that have come up. Do you still have your VIP program for travel agents? And if so, what are the requirements?
Yes, we do still have our VIP card. The requirements is just that you need to fill out the online information. So you go to that sunny.org/weloveagents, or you can find it by going to sunny.org and looking for travel and trade. And there you'll see it's got its own little caption there. It says VIP card request. So you need to fill that out, and that will be sent to our offices. They're a little bit more strict than they used to be. But it's got pretty much the same information. The only thing is we're not sending them out during travel conferences. So the demand was too much for like Cruise World and Cruise 360 and things like that we were getting complaints from our partners. So we have to be a little bit more strict with that and giving them when those conferences are going on. So it would be more applicable for when you're coming down on another time that's not over a travel conference.
Perfect. Here's another question. I have a couple that were ahead of this one, but it's timely. The person asked if you could show the screen again for Shoebox Christmas. She wasn't able to write the information down.
Yes, absolutely. And this will go on the NACTA's conference webpage, but I will certainly put it up here because that is important. One for everybody, and we're really excited to partner with Seafarers House about that. So there you go. Those are some of the items that would be great if you'd like to bring them, but definitely the shoe boxes. Those are hard because these things we can go out and buy, but the shoe boxes are sometimes hard to find.
Well, and speaking, now it's my turn to hear. You guys hear me clear my throat. I do know that in the past when we've had NACTA conferences and there's a give back portion to it that people have totally enjoyed it. I know a couple of years ago I was part of the, we planted trees and shrubs, and it was amazing. You had a group of people who went shopping, and then you had a group of us who did that, and we came back all dirty, and but we felt that we gave back to the community. So the people who were on the shopping excursion just kind of went, "Oh man, we spent money. You guys gave back to the community." Yes. So I'm really glad to hear that you're doing this, because it also, with the list here, several people on this call today are saying, yes, I will be there, and it will give them an opportunity to start collecting things. Like if you're at hotels and you aren't using any of the deodorant or shaving cream, toothpaste samples, something, put them in a box, be able to save them. You got a couple months, we've got a little bit of time, and they'll all go to good homes. And as you mentioned, on the other side, there's some optional items that will be able to help, that are small, easy to put on a plane, and something that people are going to be able to use.
Excellent. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, somebody said, yeah, regarding retrograde, yes, struggle is real. Let's see. Who is the contact person, or would they call the office regarding the scuba diving?
Yes, certainly reach out to me and I can pinpoint, I can place you into the right direction with who to speak about for booking, or for more information. I can send you some links and things like that.
Okay. And I want to remind everybody that this is being recorded with or without sound at sometimes, but we will send the link. Sorry about that. I had to rub it in. It's fine. And we will include her email address in the message. I will send everybody a link so they can download this, and we will have a blurb to it. So everybody who attended, I always encourage people to sign up for the NACTA YouTube site, simply because we do put the links on there. If for some chance you aren't able to schedule to be on the call. So the last question I have, and then we can go into the raffle item. Someone asked, how long did it take to sink the ship? I understand you may have spoken about that.
But it only took about 3 minutes. So it was very fast. I was talking about that, yes, that it was a somewhat long experience and project, from getting it from New York, because it was purchased off of New York, and then shipped down here in the waterways, and then brought to Miami for cleaning and for everything that had to be prepped before the sinking, and then putting the artwork on, and then it was brought into Port Everglades for a party, and a whole big to-do, and then the day of, it went out onto its last sail, and it was a couple of hours late, so it was a lot of boats out there, as you saw in the video, kind of waiting, and then, boom, once it went under, it was 3 minutes down very quickly.
Wow. And it was very cool. I am really glad that you showed that to us. And it's actually kind of eerie since it was quiet. It's been different.
I was talking about this Titanic shot. I don't know if you all noticed that too, that when all the water just gushed into that one scene of in the front of the boat, and they like to call that the Titanic scene, because I think there's a scene in the movie that is very similar to that. And those are all live pictures. So they were taken from a GoPro camera, 8 different GoPro cameras that were placed throughout the ship. And the water looks a little bit murky. It was all real time because it had just sunk, so everything was moving around. But now it's all beautiful, beautiful clear water with all the fishies down there and the big fish and all that fun stuff.
Well, excellent. I look forward to it. I hope when I'm there, I will also be there, and I know I will see you. And that would be fun. The last question that came through, and actually it's just somebody threw this out there for one of your pre-fams. Maybe on one of the evenings, maybe when you're doing the casino night, what if there's a GLBT activity? Being in the travel industry, there are lots of GLBT folks that come to these conferences, and friends of GLBT people who may go, you know what, I would really rather go to some of the fun places my cool GLBT travel agents are. So I'm just throwing that out there for you.
Definitely. Thank you for that recommendation. Certainly. Like I don't know if you heard this or not, I was saying that The date's unfortunately a little bit difficult for us because of boat show, so everything is uberly busy. But it is something that we will keep in mind for sure.
It is Fort Lauderdale after all.
And everything is just kind of, everybody's welcome and everybody's accepted and we just all blend in. But yes.
Perfect. Well, all right. So I know we're running over time, and thank you, everybody, for your patience. Caitlan has offered a gift, and we are going to have a drawing for it. Why don't you give the little parameters around this, and I get to be the person who looks at you need to put the answer in the question box, people, not the chat box. I'm keeping my eye on the question box. So, Caitlan, why don't you give some drum roll and present your question and what the parameters are.
Okay. Well, the parameters, we didn't talk about that.
Yeah, like,
let's see.
what it is and what they have to do to win it.
Well, you have to answer the question to win it, and you're going to win a fabulous VIP Hello Sunny bag with some goodies in there and a $25 gift certificate or $25 Amex card. So the question is related to Shipwreck Park in Pompano Beach, and I wanted to see which one of you picked up. And so this is a little bit difficult because you may or may not have heard me, but maybe it's a little bit more difficult now because if you didn't hear me, you'll have to be creative. What is the name of the ship that was sunk on July 23rd?
And I think that you had enough visual clues in there, by the way. There was several signs that said Lucky Lady or Lady Luck.
Lady Luck.
Sorry, that was me getting it wrong. And Nona, I want to let you know that you are the winner. So I will pick Nona's email out. I will email the two of you together and then let you work out the details. So congratulations, Nona. I happen to know her, and she's also going to go to the conference in November. So you'll be able to meet her. She is out here in the Sacramento, California area, and very involved in the Sacramento chapter. So. Excellent. Lots of other people with the right answers, and Nona's saying woohoo. So, well, I want to thank you again. And one last thing for business, and I do this on every webinar. So I want to just remind everybody of the NACTA conference that is coming up. That is the one that we are talking about. It's going to be in November. And also save the date, and of course I can't find my paperwork, but save the date for the Anchorage conference for 2017. We already have that well in play. It's going to be at Captain Cook. It's going to be September, I think, 13th through 16th. So it's a beautiful time in fall. It's gorgeous out there. And hopefully, Caitlan, you'll be able to come out there just like, we're going to be visiting you, and hope you can go visit them next year. It's kind of the yin-yang thing. You got Florida, Alaska. I like it. All right. Any last words, Caitlan, before we go? Okay, Caitlan's gone again. All right. So, everybody, thank you so much. Caitlan, thank you for all your support. I will see everybody in Fort Lauderdale when we have the conference in November, and I hope everybody has a wonderful Friday afternoon and safe weekend. Bye-bye.